it out the grease, it made it look easy. I've been on the lead, man, I've been a dream. Never said it's easy, it was never easy. Made it out the...
Alright, if I stutter, they're gonna laugh. I can promise you that. And it's gonna happen. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm about to pull up with the team, 4 deep, yeah, and we get this shit. Check the score sheet. We scoring all season cause we winning. It's the reason, it's the reason I'm up in this shit from the 9/11 to the 7. I'ma whip the heaven, then I get your bitch. I get the bread, it's 11. Then I pass him off the 7-Eleven, grab the slushy with the cap off. Fit in a double D, I fuck your bitch at the Airbnb, and then I said, please, wait a minute, but you taking plan B? Wait a minute, I just came in a seat. Okay, but I'm spinning it back. Okay, spinning out another track. 440 up on the globe. And you know how that shit go. Cleveland clicks 440 in the stew. Yeah, you know we getting busy like ooh. And we cooking when we cooking the stew. Yeah, wait a minute, I'm blue. Like my money. Call that boy Billy, but he ain't playing, he ain't silly, man. He just stacked a milli up in the fucking ceiling. Now wait a minute, got the Mozzie, I ain't talking sport mode. But when it comes to the game, I got the cheat code. I've been pressing the buttons, making plays all day. I don't give a fuck what a fuckheader gotta say. I'm just doing my shit, swerving, staying in my lane. Yeah, and if your bitch won't come over, she giving brain. Yeah, flick it like a bick, I'm lit. I don't give a fuck if you be pulling out that dirty stick. I'ma hit you 30 clip, I'ma hit you 20 deep. Yeah, when you pull up on me, better see the 43s. On the feet, that's a Valencia, and I ain't playing witchy. It was dirtier than a blind man's toilet, boys. That was fucking something. That was... What is up, guys? It's your boy Spee, 440 Kicks, back with another podcast, episode 2. I'm here with Cleveland Kicks today, Alex and Nolan. We're gonna get them both on here, chop it up with them about their journey in the sneaker game, and just get to know them a little better. So, thanks for joining us again. I want to preach that on this podcast, the things we talk about is not always like for a sneaker business. Like there's a lot of things we talk about that's relevant for all businesses. So tune in, listen to what we say, maybe learn from something, and I hope it's entertaining. So drop a like and subscribe.
It's going to be a good one, fellas.
Here with Alex. Alex, I'd like you to introduce yourself and let the people know who you are. Plug yourself in.
What's going on, guys? I'm Alex Knupp, half the ownership of Cleveland Kicks. Instagram, we sell pretty much everywhere, but
tag.
It's a solid foundation. It's pretty small, not as big as Hayden here. This guy is best around town, I know. Yeah, it's going pretty solid. We started back up in around February-ish. It's been a company for a long time though. Nolan Paul, the founder of it, back a while ago. He'll get into that more of his story and stuff, but I joined in February. Yeah, since then it's been going really good.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, it's a pleasure to have you boys on tonight. And now I want to ask you, coming into this sneaker game, what was like your passion or like want for doing it? Like maybe even it wasn't something like you were in love with sneakers. Like was it just an entrepreneurial drive in you, or like what was it that got you into the sneaker game?
Well, Nolan Paul, I've been his friend before kindergarten. Okay. And he's been doing this, I've known my whole life. He's been doing this since about 3rd, 4th grade. He kind of stopped in around 4th, 5th grade-ish, I believe, and then just kind of took a break off Cleveland Kicks until about 10th grade time. In about November, I believe. It was kind of slow between November, December, and all that. Just him getting back into it from that long break. And then I saw him start picking it up. I was hanging out there every day. Like, I lived at his house pretty much. So, I saw him. I liked what he was doing. And then I kind of secretly always wanted to be a part of Cleveland Kicks. Never actually said it, though. And then one day, he just said, dude, Alex, I mean, you come to everything. You always do shoot stuff with me. Just join. Why not just join? So I was like, yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's give it a shot. So I remember the proudest moment ever is when he took my phone, went on my Instagram, and typed in his password for Cleveland Kicks. So then that is when I was officially the second owner of Cleveland Kicks. That was really awesome. And then the next day, I believe, I went out to bought 2 pairs of shoes. First pair ever sold was size 11C.
Okay.
11C Easy 750 Softflower.
No kidding.
About that big. Sold for about $90 profit.
Okay. Wow.
I got it from 216 in his old store.
That's awesome.
Carlo. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Was Nolan just said one day, just join. Why not?
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's really cool that you have Nolan as a partner because you guys can work together and ultimately move what I feel to be the potential of double the amount of pairs. I mean, you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are your own person. You guys have your own connect. I mean, granted, I'm sure you guys buy shoes from the same people.
Right.
But, like, it's just awesome that you guys are, like, a double team and can really grow your business that much quicker.
Right.
I mean, would you say that there have been, like, a lot of benefits, like, with having a partner? I mean, could you even see yourself doing this on your own, like, in your own company?
Absolutely not. Nolan has taught me absolutely everything I know from now. Like, all props to that kid. He is, when I joined, I'm not trying to, like, make myself sound better, but when I joined, I think him teaching me also taught him some stuff too.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I'm sure.
him pointing out stuff that I should know also reminded him what he should be looking for, such as fake shoes, what he should be buying at.
100%.
So with me joining, it kind of made me better by him teaching me, and then made him better by him teaching me.
Yeah,
So-
no, totally. And there's a lot to learn from that relationship. I mean, it's not like, even though he knew more than
Right.
you coming in, it's not like you didn't have the potential to know as much as him and then even, like learn from each other, like you
Right.
just said. So that's awesome to have that camaraderie because you guys are constantly learning and evolving together. Like
Right,
that,
and then-
that definitely spurs that.
So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get up to his level. He's still better than me.
So like, what's the split? So when you guys post your pairs, is it like you have a certain amount of pairs out of that? Like when you come over here, I know you buy your own pairs and then he buys his own pairs. Like how do you guys split up your inventory? Is it just you buying whatever you want and him, or do you guys like always going on buys together? Or like what's the dynamic of that?
So it's pretty much we're about to change it up pretty soon here. Not really gonna get into that, but it's pretty much first come first serve. We're gonna make it a little more fair here in the near future, but it's pretty much if you see the pair, you like it, you buy it. If I don't want it, I offer him, or if he's like he offers me. But like someone DMs us, if I answer first, then I'll take them.
100%.
But that's gonna change here shortly because that's getting a little unfair.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a game of race to the DMs, whoever's there first wins.
Yeah.
But I have my own shoes, he has his own shoes, and then we pretty much just split it. Bulk deals, if you get like 8 pairs, you both take 4, whatever.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So it kind of sounds like there's an uncomfortability with that. Like, do you guys get into issues when you guys both want to buy a pair and it's like who got there first type thing? Or would you say it's like a smooth, I mean, you say you're changing it up. Is it not really working like as well as you'd want it to? Or?
It's working, but I think it would work better if instead of working as I'm clipping kicks and he's clipping kicks, it would be just one solid clipping kick. So it would be if we get a let's say 8 pairs for $1,000, it would be we kind of both put in $500. We sell them all, and we both take half the profit.
Gotcha. So you guys would be splitting everything going forward.
Right. So
that
I
seems
put
like
in-
it'd be a little simpler.
Right. So if you sell it all for say 1,200, just numbers, then I would get 600, 550 back, and he's get 550 back. So
Right. For sure.
That
reads.
yeah.
So who would you say is the more numbers guy?
Numbers is Nolan.
Yeah.
For sure. He's definitely more knowledge, but I would say I'm more the salesman kind of guy, more on the floor.
100%. I see that.
Yeah, I'm a big talker.
Yeah,
so,
no, totally.
Yeah, so
Definitely got a big persona with you, and that helps with
Yeah.
running a business because you got to be able to, be that person to a client. Like, there's so many shoe resellers. Like, you got to stick out from the crowd. Like, if everyone was just selling shoes and, hey, how you doing? These are my shoes. Like, okay, that's cool, and you might have something that they want. But if you're like, yo, what's going on? My name is Alex. Like, I'm here to, help you today.
Right.
Let's like that already guarantees you a higher percentage of turning a profit and turning a
Right.
sale because you're being that personal. I want to shop with somebody that's cool and that wants to have a conversation with me. That's exciting. That's not too pushy. Like if you go into a fragrance store and somebody, that's how I've made relationships. Like my fragrance dude Kofi down in the Summit Mall, I go in there and he like talks up a conversation with me. He's like, hey, I like your shoes. And then we start talking and it's like next thing you know, I'm buying a
You
clone
wanna
because
buy
he's giving
from
me a
him, right,
discount.
yeah.
Exactly, and that's the same thing you would do at a sneaker show to a customer. I mean, what is your like sales tactic, would you say, if you had to define what makes you who you are the best in the sneaker, like in a sneaker convention, what would you say?
comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy and just dumbass personality.
100%.
I mean, you see it all the time. Like before this, we were just talking and stuff. Just be yourself. Don't be some
No, totally.
boring salesman that's just trying to make some money. It's making relationships too. So the biggest thing is comedy.
That's cool. That's really cool. Now, if you see, I want to ask you questions, but then I also like want to hear what you think of like Nolan's side to see like how you guys fit each other in your dynamic. So like, what would you say is Nolan's strength when it comes to like a sale?
Nolan's strength is he's very good of what he wants and what he knows.
Yeah.
So if he knows a shoe is at, say, $250, he's going to sell it for that price.
So he's more like a fact and like logic guy. Like he's like right to the point. Like this is a good deal because like that's how I am. Like I'm not as much so like cracking jokes with him, you know. But like that's a great way to do it. But I'm more of like a numbers guy. Like yo, I'm showing love. You know, let's work. Like look it online. This is a good price. Like let's work.
Right.
You know?
But my thing is like, how about this? I run you 260 and a kiss on the cheek. Like, just dumb stuff like that is what I kind of go for.
No, and I love that. And that's unique. And that's really awesome. That's perfect. That's really sweet. So. Tell me about your trips to these sneaker conventions. Do you think like that's where you make the most money? Are they always worth it? Like what would you explain to a new reseller coming into the game, like what it's like going to those first couple conventions?
Going to my first convention, it was at where was it at? Youngstown Kicks. In Youngstown. And he offered us a table. We got it. So I was a little nervous going in because Nolan's always talking up these sneaker conventions. And I went in there. I wasn't sure what I was going to expect, but it was absolutely insane. Even Nolan said he's been a few sneaker cons. I've not been yet. We're going to one in Cleveland.
Yep.
But he said that's the closest you're going to get to a sneaker con. And so I was lucky at my first one. It was an absolute banger. We made a lot of money. That just really motivated me to just keep on pushing. There's so much opportunity in the shoe game. And then we've been to about, I'd say, probably 5 sneaker events since February. And I would say most of them have been pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a few that were iffy. I mean, at every single one, we did not lose any money.
That's cool.
We made our table back,
that's cool.
And we made profit too.
And that's all that matters because at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing with the conventions are like the networking, like getting yourself out there as a business, passing your cards out, like just meeting those people and building that. Like even if somebody's coming around to sell stuff, like if you buy off of them, maybe they bought and you met a new dude that bots and you can get stuff for the low because he's only looking to make a certain amount. So that's really cool. But I love to hear after you even went to just your first event, you're like, I saw the opportunity in it. Because that's what it is. A lot of people don't want to put their foot through the door and really get that shit. Because they're too afraid or they're not willing to put a risk on the line. It's like, no, you gotta go into it like balls deep. Like, yeah, okay, you're gonna have this like contemplation phase. Like, is this gonna be worth it? Is it not? You might be nervous. But if you got a passion about it, and you're feeling yourself, go get that shit. Like, you're the only person holding yourself back from going and achieving whatever you want to do. So if you were to hold yourself back and not go to that convention, it's like, okay, who's to say you would have gone to the next 4? Like that really turned into a spiral of you seeing the money, being motivated to the money, and then inadvertently building your business at the same time. So that's awesome. And I think a lot of the young resellers out there, like, and I see it. It's not like something that kids are overlooking, I think. But it's like go to an event, buy a table, even if you got 10 pairs, like only worry about making your money back. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the people you meet there, it's only going to expand and grow your business. I mean, my favorite saying is your net worth is your network. Because it's about who you know. If you don't have a plug, if you don't have 5 plugs that are going to keep you updated with the latest release, how are you supposed to be able to secure all these pairs for these clients when they hit you up? They're going to be like, hey, I need these foam runners in an 11. And you're like, if you don't know anybody that's got shit, where are you supposed to turn? So it's all about building that network and growing that speed dial list, as I like to call it, of resellers. I mean, I call you guys all the time asking you if you got certain shoes, if you guys are buying. Like, those are the relationships you have to build, because when you are able to get on the phone with another reseller and chop it up and continue to build a relationship like that, like, it doesn't get any more golden than that. And as you grow, like, the people around you grow. So, like, we're always growing because we're hitting plays off each other, we're buying, we're selling, like, we're always interacting, and that's how we are growing together. Like, that's, and I think another thing real quick, that's, like, another thing that gets overlooked is a lot of people see this game as something to get them money. They want to buy their pairs, they want to go to these shows, they want to make their money, they want to get out of there. But then there's different people like us who are like, you got it. You got the comedy. You're coming around me and we're fucking around. We're like, yo, how you been? You know what I mean? Like, we're brothers now because we've been to those events and we interact with each other and we do business. So get out there and meet people and just do that shit. Like, that's where you're going to get to where you want to go. Yeah,
I mean, I always say, but my thing is, it's not, I mean, half of it is sales and, knowing what you're doing, and half of it's who you know. I mean, if you know people, you're gonna make it in this game.
100%.
So I mean, like having backdoor, having a plug, and just knowing a bunch of resellers, that's gonna win you this game.
And then building your client base too, like selling to stores. I mean, I know you're up at the 216 all the time because you're cool with him. I don't sell to him all like that, but you guys are buddies with him. You're there every week making deals with him. Like, and that's, you gotta have those connections because then that becomes a weekly form of revenue, which only once you build those clients, it's like you just continue to build your amount of sales, and ultimately that's what you're trying to do.
Right.
And with that, I mean, so you said you bought what, 2 pairs your first buy?
Yeah.
And what did you turn it into now? What are you working with? Like max capacity you would be able to hold pairs wise?
I can probably hold around 25 pairs.
Okay.
So that's about close to 8 to 10K of value.
For sure.
Which I started with 500.
And this was when again? You said February. Was it? So this February of 2021 or
2021.
Okay.
So
that's impressive. I mean, you turned 500 into 10K in the matter of a year while you're busy with sports and school. Like, there is money to be made here, and with that compounding interest concept, like this, you work the hardest for the littlest amount of money you ever will in your life. Like you're hitting that 10K phase now. You're gonna have 25 pairs you're selling and making $20 on instead of 1 pair you're making 20 on.
Right.
So as you continue to grow your pairs, you're just gonna continue to grow the amount of revenue you pull back, and it's quick because you guys are always making deals, right? I mean, how long would you say you average hold a pair of shoes, like from your stash?
At most, probably 3 weeks. I'd probably say average center around 5 days to a week.
And that's a great turnaround. I mean, that's a really good turnaround.
I mean, obviously if it's a hot shoe, some shoes I'll be sitting on longer.
Right. No, and I feel that 100%. But would you say like you sell more individually, or do you work a lot of more bulk deals, like volume wise? When you look at your spreadsheet, are there more pairs sold in the bulk column or the single pair?
It's honestly pretty even.
You think so? Yeah.
Some probably two times out of the week we're selling individual pairs, meeting up with people, selling 1 pair to them, and then if it's not too busy, we'll come up to you, go to Carlo, go to Marvin, we'll go all those places, bring all of our pairs up there, and they'll pick off about 3 to 5 pairs.
100%.
Like Carlo, I give props to him. He's constantly buying. He's probably spent around $10,000 in 3 months with us. Probably bought close to like 20 pairs. So he's always buying from us. That's great. I know you're buying a lot. Marvin, he buys. We took a break from going up there for a little bit. And then I don't really know why. We just kind of took a break. And then we started going to Carlo more because he was just buying our stuff. So I'd say it's pretty even, probably more on the bulk side of carrying our shoes. So the way we sell, I think we do better marketing our shoes instead of people coming to us. We have to go to them.
For sure. I totally feel that. I mean, it's like it's calling those people on your phone that like is a size 10. Yo, I just got these in. Are you interested? Like if you do that, you're gonna make so many more sales. But like sometimes I'll just get into the habit of being so caught up on what I'm doing. I'm just I'm only posting pairs on my story if somebody wants it, they want it. Which is, when you're able to do that, it's cool. But when you're able to like make like sales calls or like text people like constantly, and people are buying all the time, like you're gonna flip that. So that's really cool. So okay, let's shift it into a little more personal shoe style. So what would you say are like your top 5 shoes if you're being left on an island? You have to have these 5. What's in your rotation for like the rest of your life, like at this point in time?
I am not a big like hard bottom shoe guy. I think they look great, such as like Dunks and Jordans and stuff like that. I'm definitely more like an athletic shoe, so Yeezys and stuff, slides. I wish I looked good in Dunks and Jordans, but I just can't pull it off. It's just not my style. So to wear, I would probably, my dream shoe is 350 Breads. Okay. Those are beautiful. I like Carbons a lot. I like more like darker shoes. Yeah. More just basic shoes.
Yeah, they stay clean. You can wear them with anything.
But I kind of went against that. Bought myself a pair of lights.
Okay.
They were cheap. I needed some drip. So, I got a pair of personals. That's all I have, though. All I have is lights, and I have a pair of Crocs, a pair of slippers, and a pair of $40 pair of shoes from Dick's.
I like that.
I bought all gift cards.
I like that.
Top 5, I'd say probably Brad's number 1. I'd probably be going Zebras number 2. Olives number 3. Man, Zions. I say carbons?
Yeah.
I did say carbons. And what else? Creams. I do like creams.
Okay, so big 350 guy. Like the comfort is
I'm a
there.
big 350 guy.
For sure. Okay.
I'm a straight easy guy.
I like that. Now I want to circle back to real quick how you said your only personal is the lights.
Mm-hmm.
I think like that is honestly the way to do it. Like when you're running a business, like to keep your personal spending low. Because like when you look at my closet, I got 30 pairs of shoes. Now granted, I'm not really like wearing them like that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of see it as an investment, but I think you could lose a lot of money when you spend a lot of your money. Like you need to the money you save is money that you earn. Okay,
right.
that's something that's been around for a long time. You got to understand that because I go out and I probably spend $100 a week on food, gas, other things like easy $100, $200,
mm-hmm.
and it's like that's just money that's just gone. And then you turn around and you buy yourself, a pair of 350s, like brand new ticket price, and then you wear the shit out of them, and it's like okay, maybe I'll get $150 back for these, if that, or I'll just wear them till they rip. But, like, if you can keep your personal spending low and, like, really just have a couple pairs in your rotation, I think that's the most efficient way to, like, grow the quickest, if that's what you're trying to do.
I mean, there's been several pairs where I'm just in my hand staring at them, like, do I wear them? do I put these on my feet? And I never could.
And that's fun, though, that you have the flavors coming in and you can,
there's been
you
so
can
many
really
pairs.
find, because a lot of people don't want to buy a pair of shoes until they see them in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you get all these pairs in, you're like, wow, I really like the suede on these. Like, the quality is fire. And then you can make like a better decision on it.
It's like I had a new pair of size 10.5 breads.
Okay.
That's my dream shoe. I love that shoe, and I could not bring myself to do it. Now, so since I made that decision, I made $50 profit on them.
That's beautiful. And then you got to take the profit. 50 profit. I mean, take the quick flip and roll. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I got my lights for a good price, $250.
For sure.
So that's
retail.
What, $20 over retail?
Oh no, not even
after taxes.
Oh yeah, no tax shipping.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at $245.
So I said, I got this for a good price. I need a whiter pair of shoe. So I went out, I got it, and it turns pink too. That's pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. I like that
so that's probably it for a while until my year level. I'm probably keeping just the lights.
These guys are dashing. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up and get Nolan on here. But if you had to leave the viewers with one message, whether it's a piece of advice, whether it's some inspiration, whether it's whatever, what would you like to let them know?
Just keep going at it, man. I mean, honestly, like when you start something, don't just quit because it's starting to go downhill. Things plateau, things go downhill. Look at stocks. I mean, this whole entire shoe company is a stock. Right now, it's going downhill. Everything's going downhill. Every single shoe just dropped on the market.
Yeah.
But it will go back up. So when you hit that rock bottom, dig your way out. Find a way to get out of there, and then just go for it. So just climb the mountain. That's pretty much it. Climb the mountain.
100%. Climb the mountain. Go get that shit! Ah! What is up? All right, part 2. Back with Nolan, Cleveland Kicks.
What's up, guys? I'm Nolan. How's it going?
So, would you like to introduce yourself to the fans, the people watching right now?
Yeah, guys, I'm the other half of Cleveland Kicks. I'm Nolan Paul, and yeah, that's me. I'm a junior in high school. I'm 17 years old.
Where at? What high school?
I go under Dunny High School.
Okay, for sure. You want to plug your gram so the ladies watching can hit that later?
Well, I only need my business plug.
I like that. Straight to the fucking point, man. This guy gets that shit.
You know the vibes.
This guy gets that shit. I like that. Okay, so let's jump into your beginning. So obviously, as we talked to Alex, he said that you got into the game a lot earlier when you were younger. Tell me about that when you bought your first pair of shoes, when you really got going.
So my first pair of shoes, it was my birthday, right? November birthday. So the LeBron 12s just came out. LeBron 12s, what are they on, like the 19 now? Okay. So I was in like third or fourth grade or something like that. And it was like the first colorway, and I saw them on Instagram or something, and I was like, oh, I need these. Like, I need a pair of LeBrons, like, just for basketball and stuff. I was big into basketball back then. So I went to the mall, and we were at, like, the Foot Locker, and they had them, and I was like, yo, like, I asked for my size, and it was like a size 7 or something. And it was like $160 for a pair of shoes. I was like, like, I thought that was a lot. And I had, like, a bunch of gift cards and stuff for my birthday, like, And I put those on. I swear I thought, like, I was walking on a cloud. Like, I'd never, like, had a shoe that was that comfortable before.
That's awesome.
Like, ever since then, really, like, I just was into shoes. Like, it just clicked with me. And something about it. So, just from there on, like, that was when, like, the Nike basketball stuff was, like, hot.
Like the Hyper Dunks.
So I just kept, like, whenever I got money, like, from birthday, Christmas, stuff like that, just save it up. and just buy LeBrons like all the time. Like just LeBron 12s. Like I went to my first sneaker con with 4 LeBron 12s, and I wore them too. I didn't keep them DS. I wore them to school and stuff. So I went to sneaker con with 4 LeBron 12s, and I actually have a picture on my Instagram, I think, with it, like just like a throwback.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
And it was just insane. I walked into that. No, it was at the Independence Fieldhouse, and me and my mom pulled up, and there was like a huge line out the door. Like, and I was like, "What?" Like, my mom was like, "Is this for the shoe thing?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And there's people
for the shoe thing.
People were coming with cars full of like 30 pairs of shoes. I was like, I got like a duffel bag of 4 LeBrons, and then awesome. I get into the event. We're waiting outside. It's like really cold out, so we're just waiting in line forever. Yeah. So we finally get in, and it's just like, boom, like a bunch of Jordans, like Nike Air Mags, Nike Yeezys, and stuff like that. And here's the LeBrons I've been selling, you know.
So did you sell the shoes the day? Like what? How was your first sneaker con?
I was in the trading pit.
Okay.
And I remember my first deal. I still have them. I still had the LeBrons. It was I traded a pair of LeBron 12s for the LeBron 11 Christmases. Okay. I didn't even know the prices. I just liked the shoes. I was like, I think I was probably asking them, like $80 probably or something for the shoe. And someone traded me for those. And I was like, all right, I still have them today. They're in my closet.
That's awesome.
I know.
Those are a clean shoe. I love that. The bright mint with the little red in it.
So that's like one of my first sales like ever. Like it was just a trade. And I don't think I sold anything else that day. Like I was just
having fun.
I was just trying to get the hang of it. I was like, this is like such a new like experience, and it was just insane. And then I remember the one time it was the next year actually.
Yeah.
And like I was just still buying LeBrons and stuff. I didn't really know what else to buy. Like wasn't into it that. And I was with my friend Luke, and he like got into buying LeBrons and stuff too. And we were outside of it. Like after the event, and some like guy comes up to us. He's like, "Oh, what you got in the bags?" Like those LeBrons and stuff. And we're like, "Oh yeah, we got some LeBron." Pulled them out and showed them. He's like, "Man, I'm telling you guys right now, you gotta get into the Jordans and Air Maxes and stuff." And we're like, "All right, like okay."
Yeah.
I think I bought like 1 or 2 pairs of Jordans like after that,
sure.
And then after like 5th grade, I just stopped. Like until, like I always liked the shoes,
right?
And just to wear. Like I didn't think of it as like a business. Like I was always selling, like I was trying to sell stuff, but never like seriously. I'd sell like 1 or 2 things, you know.
So like, at what point did it become like, okay, I'm gonna turn this into a full-time thing? Like, was it as recent as a year ago, or like, when did it really start picking up?
So going into my sophomore year, it was the summertime, and all my friends, we were all like doing all this crazy stuff, man. Like, just you need money to like go to Topgolf and stuff. Like, I just hated keep asking my mom. Like, it just sucked because I don't want to ask her for money and stuff.
Right.
So it was like end of October.
Like 2020.
Yeah, 2020. I got my first pair, like a decent shoes. I forget what they were, but I made a decent amount of profit on them. And like ever since then, I only did that. I only got that pair just so I could have money to do that stuff. Like I didn't really like think of it to scale it. And then once I got that money, I was like, should I go back to my old self? Like, because I was just going through my mom and stuff. Like,
sounds like a Drake song.
Should I go back to my old self? Yeah, found the shit up on the shelf.
Yeah, like okay, go on.
I was using her old PayPal. Like, it wasn't even my money, really. It was just my mom's. Like, well, it was like the gift cards and stuff, but I was just trying to get hang of it. I didn't even know how to ship.
So it's been like a year now. Like your anniversary kind of just happened per se.
Yeah.
Like October.
So
that's
last
cool.
October, I just started buying like shoes. Like I have white cement 4s on right now. I bought a pair of these, flipped them for like $50 profit. It just kept going, man. And eventually, like, I don't know, it just clicked with me. It just escalated. Like where I am right now.
Serious.
Where I am right now is not even close to where I want to be.
No, 100%. No, and that's the beautiful thing. Like you guys see, like not necessarily an end vision, but like you have goals, and and those goals are going to continue to push you, and your standards are going to evolve, and you're really just going to grow as you shoot to be
a more efficient seller. So, what are a couple goals that you got going right now? Like, you got sales goals, you got an amount of pairs goal. Like, and real quick, what did you? Well, obviously you started with like a couple LeBrons, and then you bought that one pair to flip to have spending money. But so you could say you turned that one pair into like how many pairs you working with now?
I mean, it all depends. Like, we could both go from like 80 pairs combined to like 20 pairs combined. It all depends, really.
Like, well, what is like your max capacity?
My
like,
max,
what you have like to spend?
Probably the same, like 20 to 30 right now.
For sure.
But like we said, like we're gonna like change something up, and it's just gonna. I think it's gonna better the entire business and just make us like more efficient. And,
right.
Like,
because you bring a lot to the table. I mean, yeah, obviously, you might have more money in it than Alex because you've been doing a little longer going into it. But like, you guys are both doing what it takes to make those sales.
Yes.
Like, you guys are an effective unit.
Yes, we're not like against each other. We're helping each other out.
Of course, and you guys are going to the same events, setting up the same table. Like, you guys are the company.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that much of a division aspect of it, other than if you guys have preferences on what you like to buy.
Yeah, it all depends. We usually buy the same stuff, really.
Yeah, because you buy what's hot, and
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So what would you say have been some of your biggest challenges this past year? Like roadblocks or obstacles that you faced? And then after you touch on that, like what got you through those? Like how did you get around or through those failures?
Summertime really like hit us both hard. We just didn't really sell anything. We were both super busy with baseball and stuff. We just completely stopped. Like, you probably didn't even hear from us in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just bad. And we were popping before that. Like, March, like, we were going at it. And then, just stopped. And then to get through that, really just, we didn't really, like, couldn't move anything. We post every now and then. And then once we finally, like, started posting more and got back up, like, we didn't even have that much inventory, and it just took off. Like, we sold everything we had and just started buying more, like, for a bulk. Like, we bought a bulk deal from you. Remember those? We bought those Panda, the grade school ones.
Yep.
We bought those for over market.
And you had them gone in a week?
No, in a day.
In a day. They were all gone.
Like, the next night, we sold them, like, all.
And that's perfect because you buy what you hot. And that's another thing. Like, the market price and what you buy it for doesn't always determine what you're going to make on it. Like, yeah, it's nice to buy things like with a certain margin in mind, knowing even if you have to flip it in comparison to like StockX, you're going to make bread. But like, you got to be willing to put money into a shoe that you know is A, hard to get, and B, will move quick like those Pandas.
Yeah, if you're not taking any risk, then you're not going to make it.
Right. And you're just going to buy things that you might be getting a good deal on, but might not move for a month. And it's like, okay, sure, you're making your money, but like, what if you bought, a bunch of one hot shoe and maybe you broke even or made $5 on a couple of them in a bulk play, but like you got top dollar on a few of them. Like, that's what it is. That average price per sale goes up.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool. So what would you say is your favorite thing working with Alex?
Well, it's definitely not his math skills. Somehow 1,200 divided by 2 is 550. Which is obviously 600.
Right, obviously.
No, but honestly, we just have fun doing it.
That's cool.
Really, like, he's just a funny guy.
Yeah, character, 100%.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he also brings the business skills to the table too. Like, if we're at an event and you're like looking at a shoe, maybe you want it, maybe you don't. Alex will come up to you, make you buy it. Like, not make you, but like he'll very like influence it.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, and as he said, using comedy, like, that's a cool way to slide in and like get people's attention at least.
Yeah. We both have that entrepreneurship mindset. We both know, like, this is not where we want to be. We want, like, the shoes. I love shoes. Like I said, I started 4th grade. Like, I've, like, a strong connection with them. But me and Alex both want to be, like, this is just the starting point. Like,
yeah, so where do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
Obviously, I want to be opening up a store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will still want to do the shoes, but I want that, like, right now it's my main thing. I want it to be my side.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be, I don't know what it is yet, but I want something else to be even bigger and bring in even more bread and stuff.
Oh, 100%. Do you have anything in mind for that, or?
Not yet, really.
Yeah.
We've just both been brainstorming for a while.
Would you, like, think of, like, inventing a product or, like, just another service type company?
Probably
or, like,
just
another resell vibe? Like, what do you?
Probably another resell vibe, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe get into crypto, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very into stocks and stuff, but I don't know. It's just something different that people don't really think of, but they really do need.
So what is your dynamic with investing in stocks? Is it like an every month type thing? Is it like you're day trading? Like, what do you do with that?
No, it's just like whenever.
Is it like a form of savings for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing that a lot of people miss out on is investing. Like, I was fortunate enough to be offered a class that I took, and honestly, at the end of the day, it's people not being like informed on the amount of money they can make long term by investing with stocks. Like, if you invest into an ETF, which is a group of blanket stocks that are just, and the S&P 500, I mean, the top performing stocks, over time, as the economy grows, I mean, that's going to grow. So I think that's a smart move to put extra money, and that's what I've started doing myself, is putting an amount of money per week, per month into an account that you will just let sit there. Because, I mean, 30, 40 years from now, you let that sit and you're consistent with putting, I mean, that's another way you're going to be a millionaire by the time you're 50 years old with that compound interest. Like, and it's there for everybody. Like, you just got to do it. So that would be my advice, is maybe watch a YouTube video or two on like stocks, and especially like ETFs, like long-term investing wise. And I think some of you will find that would be a cool place to save your money, because savings is an important thing of business that I don't know if a lot of resellers are doing. I mean, myself, my dynamic was I wanted to sell and then just put every dollar I had back into shoes. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to grow that as quick as possible. But now it's like, okay, now that I'm at a certain pair limit, like I'm moving things comfortably, I have a capacity, I have things even sitting because I have so much. It's nice to put some of that money into stocks knowing that it's a long-term thing.
Yeah, I think most millionaires and stuff, like how to be successful. Like, I just want to be successful in life. You have to have more than one business, one thing you're doing.
Yeah,
like, you can't
do.
just,
You need
like,
multiple streams of revenue.
I see shoes as a stock. I see everything.
Oh, totally.
I see every single thing as an investment.
And that's what StockX is. I mean, that they literally made that direct comparison on their app. I mean, every item is a stock piece. I mean, it's got its own value. It's got a supply and demand.
Sports cars, like literally anything you could think of. There's someone willing to buy it. Everything the couch I'm sitting on, someone had to make it and sell it.
Yep.
Like the cacti, like everything.
Right.
I don't know.
No, there's a lot of ways to take business, and I think it's cool to see all these young kids getting into reselling and like learning how to run businesses, because that's such an important skill. Like, you guys are juniors in high school and are running a very successful shoe business, and to be able to say you did that and even put that on a resume, or to then have the skills to open another type of business, like, that's invaluable. I mean, that, you said it yourself. You're looking to get into other business. You know what to do now.
Yeah.
And especially with the, like, what would you say have been some of your biggest failures? Like
in shoes?
Yeah. Like, have you ever been robbed, or like has scamming been an issue for you?
Scamming.
How have you lost the most money in your business?
When going back to when I first started selling shoes, like back in fourth middle school and stuff, I got scammed, and then I was like, F this, I'm done. That's when I stopped, really.
Yeah.
And then recently when I got back in last year, like one of my first bulk deals, I got completely scammed with the Mocha Jordan ones. Completely scammed, like all fakes. Like, I didn't even realize that fakes like would get to that point, because I've been out of the game for so long.
Right.
And I didn't really check in stuff, like. It was
That's
just unfortunate.
How much money did you lose?
It was like $2,000 to $3,000.
Oh, jeez. Yeah,
right when I started too, it was just like.
Yeah, that'll sink your ship.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll really make you feel like, wow, like I'm a worthless piece of shit. Like where do I even go from here?
Exactly.
Like, you gotta push through that, folks. Okay, if you've experienced a failure or a robbing or a scamming where you've lost maybe even all of your money, you gotta get back at it, or you're just gonna sit there in a pile of dust feeling sorry for yourself. Like, get out there and try to make that up. I mean, I've lost thousands of dollars too throughout my career, whether it's fronting people inventory or getting scammed for fake shoes that I'm not able to return back, or having stuff robbed from me. Like, there's ways you're going to lose money in a business. I mean, and that's with any business. Like, think of any retail shop. I mean, like, thievery is a thing in all shops. I mean, businesses, I should say, are constantly losing money to, theft and maybe damaged products. So, like, that's something you got to keep in mind. That's a big expense when you're playing the game. Is you might have some failures here and there, but it's how you work through those is who defines you as a business person and as a reseller.
Yeah, when I got scammed, I still saw the business opportunity, and that's why I didn't give up. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I saw that I can make good money, and I also didn't want to be working like in a grocery store or like at a fast food place. I'm in high school. I want to have fun, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like I still have fun all the time. Like that was one of my other big things. I just didn't want to have a normal job like every other kid. Oh, I have work today. Like, oh, okay, I'm selling shoes.
Right, like you're working on your own schedule. You got to put the time and the hours in. Yeah. But like you're doing what you're doing to build your own business.
And it's what I love. Like right now, beautiful. we've been out for I don't know 4 hours, 5 hours, 6. I don't know, but like it's part of my job, really.
Yeah, it really
is.
This
is what I'm doing. So
and I think
I enjoy it.
That. Yeah, oh yeah, no, that's like the biggest thing. You got to have a love and a passion for what you're doing. If you're just doing some shit to collect a check. What the fuck are you doing it for? Like, honestly, you're wasting your life. I mean, you got to do something that you're passionate about and that you find some sort of joy in because it could be something you're doing the rest of your life.
I don't want to be making minimum wage working at McDonald's or some shit.
Oh, no, that's not who you are as a person. And there are some people that do that, and that's completely cool. Like, that's what they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But if you want to be successful and you want to change your path in life, it's all about you seeing that opportunity and then putting your foot through the gate to do that.
Yep.
And I think that's awesome. I think a lot of people need to hear that and need to just try it, like Nolan said. So when was your first event then? Like was it with Alex?
When I got back into it?
Like, what was your first event that you set up a table with? Was it with Alex, or had you done that yourself?
It was my 3rd year of SneakerCon. I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And same thing, all LeBrons, maybe a couple Jordans. Like, I had a couple pairs of Space Jam.
And you had a table?
2 yeah, we were like 12.
That's awesome.
It was me, Luke, and this other kid named John. We had a table. It was like $100 at our SneakerCon. It was a ton of people.
Yeah.
So it was great. And we made like $1,000. I don't even know what if any of it was even profit, but we made it. Like I was like, I have $1,000 in my pocket. Like,
right, no,
this is it. And then like we're going around like before the event, like vendor setup, going around to all these YouTubers. Like that was when the sneaker YouTube was really hot.
Yeah.
And like Kai Selmar and stuff and Blake Linder, they're all walking around. We're going, what's up, man? Like, how's it going? Like normal fans, like normal people. And they're like, oh, how you in here so early? Oh, we have a table. They're like, I know it was 2J's Kicks. He was like, no way. He was like so surprised that we had a table at 12 years old. He was like, keep going at it, man. Like someday you'll see like where you could be.
That's beautiful. From 2J's himself. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So shifting a little bit then, since you've been into shoes so long, same question we have with Alex. What is your top 5 rotation? You're going to an island tomorrow. You're not going to be getting shoes for the rest of your life. You got these 5 to cherish and enjoy. What are you taking? The sneaker draft.
Red Octobers.
Okay.
Turtle Doves.
Okay.
Jordan 1 Unions, the blue ones.
Grails in the sand. Grails in the sand. Okay. 3.
And then I got to take a pair of Yeezys. Another pair of Yeezys other than Turtle Doves. I got to take a pair of... I want to say... Man, this is tough thinking about it. What's a pair of 350s? Probably the Beluga 1.0s. I love those.
Okay.
And then... pair of Crocs, man.
Hell yeah. I like that. No foam runners? You would go with the Crocs over some foams?
I'd probably go with the Crocs.
Yeah,
honestly, foam runners, they move great. They're the ugliest shoes. I don't know how people... Profit's great. They're so ugly.
Have you not tried them on, though?
I've tried them on.
I mean, aren't they pretty comfy?
Yeah. They're comfy, but...
I think that's the thing with Yeezy. Like, people buy them thinking they're, like, hype, you know? And, like, you see somebody wearing them, and they're like, oh, this kid thinks he's a hype piece. But they're fucking comfy, okay? Like, I wear my slides... I mean, I'll preach it. Like, I was literally shoveling the driveway in my slides last year. Like, I just wouldn't take them off. It was like, I wake up and put these things on, and I go everywhere with them.
Those slides are okay. I don't mind the slides.
Yeah.
But
it's comfy. The 350s are comfy. The 500s are comfy. The 750s are comfy. I mean, the foams are comfy. The knit runners. I got the boots coming in. I can't wait for those. Those aren't coming off. Those are going to be the new daily. Oh, my gosh. I can't wait. Everything's comfortable.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If you didn't know, now you know. But okay, we're going to wrap this up. Nolan, it's been a pleasure having you on. If you would leave the viewers with one message right now, a piece of advice, some inspiration, what would you say?
Never give up on your dreams. Get to where you want to be.
Short and sweet, just like that. You heard it from the men. All right, y'all, it's 440. Thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of the Kickback with your boy Spee, here with Nolan, Alex, got Dime in a cut, and the main man. Thank you for tuning in.
I wanna ride up in the Maybach, y'all, with your thotty, the hottie body, up in the Maserati. I've been doing this shit, I don't need to ride a fucking Harley.
Bitch wanna fuck me, get your ass in. Don't you hang up on that all that fast shit.